Welcome everybody to Big J's World. It's Big J here. So today I have Miss Kathryn Hart, who just had a book debuted on Friday. So if you want to tell the people who are watching a little bit about yourself and the name of your book and where this whole journey started.
Sure. Well, as you said, I'm Kathryn. I released a book on Friday, July 10th, and it's called Reclamation Suppression. You can get it on Amazon or on my website, authorkathrynhart.com. And there's a number of places where I'll be in person that I also sell. So you can check out my website for my event calendar and where you can come see me in person.
All right. So the book.
Yes.
Let's start off with the cover first, because that cover is insane. Where did the inspiration come from to have that type of design front and back?
Mhm.
And did you ever had a different cover design in mind?
I did. So this is my first book. I am an indie author and I am not an artist. So I will admit that my first attempts of a cover were AI until I realized that was a big no-no and everybody hates that. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't know. I swear, like, I'm just naive. Okay. I'm ignorant over here and I'm learning all the things. So, then I also along that process of like from a verbal artist to a picture artist, like trying to work with another artist, I decided I didn't want character art initially because I didn't want to take away what people imagine the characters as. And I felt like doing characters was going to be so difficult to get something that looks like what's in my head. And I also just wanted something, because this is going to be a series. I wanted something that could flow through the entire series. And the brand that's on the cover is very important to the book series. So that kind of became the focus, and the brand went through many different shapes and like ideas. I wanted it to be something kind of raw and have like thorny, sharp edges and kind of dark looking, but it was kind of nebulous. So it went through several different stages before I was like, okay, here, I like this one. I like this one. So the concept was mine. And then I talked to my artist, Austin, about it. And he was able to just like bring everything to life with oil paints in such a beautiful textured way. I actually have the original oil paintings that he did. And then the back, I'm like, he just went out of his way. We were just talking about the sanctum, which is like the religious cult entity in my book, and kind of this suppression that it represents, and the shattered glass window panes that he did. Oh my God. Like he blew me away. Like, I think I love the back almost more than the front because I just love that detail of that, fancy building and shattered windows. And there's so much metaphor there. It's beautiful. So that's kind of where that came from.
That back, the front, beautifully designed.
Mm-hmm.
When I flipped that book, just seeing it face to face, you showed it on TikTok.
Sure.
And it was beautiful when you showed it, but actually seeing it face to face and then seeing that back cover, how it's like representation, correct me if I'm wrong, representation of good versus evil or dark versus light, and has that, the two sides of it. It was like, all right, this book is going to be wild. Just by looking at the back cover, I'm like, what am I getting into that this book is beautifully designed? Like, did you include anything of of your personal life. Probably you made it fictionalized for this book. Did you
Mhm.
include it into the story?
Oh, absolutely. Um, Absolutely. There's a lot of my own experience of suppression and being made small throughout my life, and a lot of my faith deconstruction and reconstruction are poured into this book, as well as some of my greatest fears and things that I realized during therapy sessions. So there's a lot. There's a lot of personal in this book.
Oh, and I would imagine that people who probably went through the same thing that you went through, maybe in different iterations, it could be like somewhat self healing.
Hmm.
Would you say?
I mean, that's definitely the goal. There's a lot of things I left nebulous on purpose. I had somebody ask me the other day how old everybody is because there's no age of the characters. There's like descriptors,
Interesting.
but I don't tell you how old they are because I want people to be able to relate and see themselves in that, because a lot of our healing journeys happen way after the fact. And it's like we look back at our childhoods and realize that really wasn't okay. And that really kind of set a precedent for these behaviors that I want to change or reclaim or what have you. And so there is kind of a content note. I don't want to call it a trigger warning because that sounds too harsh, but just a content note of the subject matter that is involved in the book, with the precursor that the focus is on healing and moving forward. We're not focusing on these things that might be triggering to some people, but learning from them and moving forward. And so the whole series is called Reclamation, and it's a thread that's woven throughout several characters and several entities and story plots throughout the series. And that's the focus, is that everything can be reclaimed. Like you don't have control over the past, but you get to control how you live your life moving forward, and can reclaim your voice or your identity or your healing or what have you. So, so yeah, there was a lot that I wanted. I wanted people to be able to see themselves in the book and find hope or healing in that nature. So I definitely poured a lot of myself and my own therapy and psychology and journey into it.
That's awesome. That's amazing. Because the word it's self healing. I've had different authors and book talkers on this podcast, and that seems to be the main point. Like,
Mhm.
there are some books that you read and it's fun to read. There are some books are made for you to cry because you just want to cry. But there are those particular books that are like, wow, I could actually see myself in this person's shoes. And this character is going through the same thing I dealt with. Sometimes we may not want to like deal with it head on personally, but just reading your book and going through the journey with that character is just amazing. Now, uh, you did tell us where the idea came from. So when did you actually start writing this book?
Oh gosh. I started fleshing out the idea about a year ago, like maybe last March. But I didn't actually start writing chapters until probably September or October of last year. So, and I didn't get on TikTok until nearly Halloween, so the end of October. So, yeah, I mean, it had been a long time in coming. I was originally going to write a memoir, and it was just, I couldn't do it that way. Like it just didn't feel right. But being able to transport it into a fantasy realm, which was kind of inspired by Fourth Wing and Akatar, because I knew I wanted to write. I've wanted to be an author since I was 12. and I started doing some research on the most popular books on Book Talk, like out there. So of course I started with, The Fourth Wing and ACOTAR, and some of the stuff that they tackled in fantasy form, like I really related to Violet in certain relationship aspects, the relationship with her mom. And it was like, man, I've never seen that like in a fantasy. Like that's really cool. And then I feel like in ACOTAR, mental health was directly related, despair and depression and to the point of like not wanting to live. Like that was something that Feyre went through. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. And even trauma experiences later in the series, like I had never seen that in fantasy before. And so those two series really kind of inspired the world of like how I wanted to present my story. um, and then I just kind of pantsed it. It was like, okay, I'm gonna come up with my cast. I was like, who are the characters I need? What all do I want to do? And then just kind of focused on Alira as the FMC and her journey and how it parallels to my journey. And the best thing about fantasy is that you can mirror as much and as little as you want. As much as comfortable, as much as you feel you need to share without all the gritty details or feeling like you've pantsed somebody or uncovered whatever. And then you get to also have the precursor. This is fantasy. Like
Right?
it's not real. It may have been inspired by things, but it's not real, you know? So that was really comforting. It created a safe space for me. And like even in my childhood, in some of the darkest moments, I escaped in worlds like Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter and the Chronicles of Narnia. And like I never stopped. Like I pretty much exclusively only read fantasy because if I'm going to spend time reading, I want to escape reality.
Right?
So that's what I ended up writing. That's what was the most comfortable thing to write.
Was your husband the first person to listen to you read the first couple chapters or the first couple pages?
Yes. And it started out very different. Like the first couple of pages that I originally wrote, um, are not in it at all. Like that, like it's completely, I
Really?
went different direction. I started with different characters. The only thing in it was, the darkness. So like the first thing you read is about like you in the first chapter you hear about the blight, the darkness, the corruption of magic that makes the sun not be able to shine so much. Like the world itself is dark because it's sickened with corrupted magic. That's the only thing I kept from the original. And in fact, it was so much light versus dark originally that the original title was Beacons of the Lost. And the only thing I kept from that is that there is a faction called the Lost in the book. But I totally was like, this is not working right. Because when I was originally writing it, it was just a fiction. Then when I decided to make it more personal, it was like, wait, I I have a different direction I want to go with it. So it's really interesting where it started and where it ended.
With those chapters that you put aside, do you think any of that element is going to come into the second or third, or how many books down the line?
um there are elements of it, like there are little magical creatures called wisps, and they're like little blue, like they're described as little blue lights or blue fire or spirits. Like everybody describes them as something different. That made it in, like that stayed the same. But most of the other elements originally, I think, was probably for a YA. Like maybe I had started thinking about something for my kids. And then when I decided to put my story in it, I was like, no, this is very adult. Like we're like somewhere else completely. So no, it took a completely different turn. And I don't think I'll go back to that because now it parallels too closely. It would kind of look like a YA spin-off of this, and that's not what I
Right.
want to do. But
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, all right. So let's talk about the main character. Um, who is or who are the main character without spoiling too much?
Okay.
And does the main character resemble you, or did it resemble someone else in your life, or was it just made up out of thin air?
So I think the main two characters are probably Alira and Brannick. Even though you don't really meet Brannick until like the eighth or ninth chapter officially. So Alira is definitely the main character, and it's the whole book is written from her perspective. And she very much is a lot like me. I wouldn't say she is me. There are some differences, but she kind of represents my story and my voice.
Mhm.
So yeah, I she's kind of built off of me, and Brannick is inspired a lot by my husband, but then had to have his own backstory to really fit in the book. So he's kind of like a fantasy version of my husband. So yeah, me and my husband probably are the inspiration for the main two characters. And then there's a little bit of my sister in one of the characters. There's a little bit of all four of my brothers in a couple of characters. So there's one brother in this book, but then there's these other characters that end up kind of being like her brothers. They're a part of the lost, they're part of her found family. And so there are some of my family in in there. And then there's a character named Reef who, according to beta and alpha readers, is like everybody's favorite character because he's the smartass basically and the comedic
Uh,
relief. He's the free spirit, and I don't know anybody like him. I just really want to have a best friend like him. Like I need somebody like him in my life. He's like my spirit animal, like who I want to be, because he just doesn't have two fucks to give. Like he just is 100% unashamedly exactly who he wants to be. Like, and just doesn't care. Like he just doesn't care what anybody else thinks. Like he says what he thinks, he does what he wants. Like he just is a breath of fresh air. Like he's just, and everything's a joke. Like he values authenticity to the max. And one of the things that actually pisses him off is when somebody's fake. So he's fun.
I mean, he sounds like he grew up in Boston, so we have him about a dozen up here. Just choose one.
Maybe. I mean, he's described as a curly redheaded guy. So I kind of think of
Oh,
him as a little bit Irish.
Southie. Come to Southie. We got a bunch of them over here.
Okay. Yeah, he's the funny guy.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. I really can't wait to start your book just to read about him. Oh, obviously, all the characters, but him, I'm like, all right. Sounds like this character is either from the North End or from Southie. When you said redheaded and Irish, I'm like, oh, definitely from Southie.
Yeah.
100%. When writing a book, which part of the book was your favorite to do? Was it just starting it, going through many, many edits? Because I have a like 50-50 reaction. Some like it, some like despise doing it. And then when finished and finally settling on like this story, how many edits did you have to do to like say, all right, enough is enough. This is great how it is, and just wrap it in a book.
Um, Trying to think what my favorite part. I think the ending was my favorite part. Um, yeah, this was really sweet. And then I'm not one for editing, so I did my rough draft and then I did a second pass on my own. I went back through and fixed all the things I knew to be fixed, and then I sent it off to my editor and let her have at it. And she pointed out a lot, and it was like, oh, see, I didn't catch that because I have all the information, even if I didn't put it on the page. And so having fresh eyes, and then I also had beta readers and ARC readers give me feedback. So I kind of did one more editing sweep with outside eyes and a professional editor, and then had her double check all of my changes and fixes and edits. And that was it.
Oh,
So
wow.
really 2 passes. I did one on my own and then one after having beta input, ARC input, and editor input, and did another pass and then had my editor double check everything. So that was it. And then since actually launching the book, I've actually found typos.
I mean, it
So
happens.
I
It
mean, you miss it. I
happens.
mean, when you go trad, there are like 8 different editors who put their eyes on the book. Like it goes through so many different edits, and it's like I don't have time for that. Um, so it is what it is. I am not a perfectionist. I told my editor, I was like, I am a storyteller, so you're gonna have your technical work cut out for you. I'm not an English major. I don't really care about the technique or technical stuff. Like I care about the story and the characters and the emotion. And so the developmental edits were the ones that I cared the most about. The story edits, like when it was like, hey, add a comma, or this is capitalized and it shouldn't be, or this needs this, or that, I just like click the checked mark. Like if it
Right.
was technical in any way, I was like, I trust you. I don't know.
You're right.
It was the
I mean,
developmental stuff that I was like, "Ooh, okay." And at first it was daunting, and I was like, "What am I doing? Like, I'm not cut out for this." But then when I realized, "Oh, this makes it better," and things started connecting, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't show this enough." Like, okay, and started fixing the plot holes. I think one of my favorite experiences in editing is when my editor went back over a fix and gave me the comment like, "Oh my god, this is the scene that my slow burn heart needed. Like, I am gushing. This is the best." And it's like when your editor's like, "Yes, it's what it was missing. This is perfect." It's like, okay, I love this.
there you go.
And it definitely, I mean, it made the story 1,000 times better. So I have
Mhm.
a love-hate relationship with editing, but I will never do another book without Christina again because like her developmental edits were perfect. And she's like an all-in-one. Like she did line edits and grammatical edits and developmental edits. Like she did it all. So um, I'm like, yeah, I am gonna book you for the next several books.
I mean, I'm not an English major at all. If you saw what I type at work, it's just run on sentences for like days. So there's
Yep.
maybe a comma and a period somewhere. Maybe not a period at all. Um, it's great to have like a editor to have second eyes, and then your beta and ARC readers and your alpha readers have a couple more eyes on it. But again,
Yeah.
you learn. It's your first book. It may be typos. That's fine. It's your first one. Second one, it's going to be even better. Yeah, less typos.
Right.
But it's going to be, it will be successful. This first one, and the others. People are going to love your book. They're going to, definitely the fantasy people, the fantasy people in book talk alone, they will take stuff super seriously. Like you got your Akatar readers, you got your fourth ring, fourth wing readers, and now you have your fire and fury bound readers since they went into the whole scene. So
Yeah.
it's, they love fantasy books, of course, as you, with the
Mhm.
passion. I'm just getting into fantasy, so I'm like, all right, now I'm understanding why
Yeah.
fantasy is such a great escape. Um, when writing the book, was there a particular scene or a particular chapter that was difficult to write for any reason? Maybe it was going through what you experienced, or was it just really hard to type out to write out this chapter? just because it's not making any sense. So what happened?
Battle scenes were really hard for me. I really wanted them. Like they're key, they're important. And they're some of my favorite parts of my books, but actually like reading books like Fourth Wing and ACOTAR. And so then when I was actually on the other side trying to write it and figure out like like doing weird things with swords and like moving my body and trying to figure out how to like put that on paper was really difficult. And then from an emotional standpoint, there are some scenes where a character is being tortured. And the psychological aspect of it, not the physical aspect, but like someone knowing her greatest fear and driving that home was a lot of my therapy out on the page. And it was hard. I mean, it was a lot of like almost like saying out loud the things that you fear the most, the things that you struggle the most, and then allowing that character to take your place and then believe it. Like live in that for a moment and allow herself to believe that that's true. And it's a lot. It's a lot. Like bringing a character to their lowest point, especially when that character kind of is a mirrored version of you, is like, damn, that's deep, man. It hits
Right?
home.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
Did you have to like step away from writing because it got like almost too real for you, or?
I pushed to finish it and be in the moment. I am preparing myself for reading the audiobook of that part because I'm recording my own audiobook. And that's gonna be rough. But I want to do it justice. So
Right.
it's gonna be like going there all over again. But again, it's all about the hope that comes after and the healing that comes after. So, this too shall pass.
Right. Are you doing all the voices for all the characters, or do you have someone else like doing the male parts?
I am doing it solo for the first time around just due to budget and time constraints. I don't want to get it out as soon as possible because I know there's a lot of fellow moms out there like me who read through their ears while they're doing dishes or laundry or taking kids somewhere in the car.
Right.
So I want to have that option available, but I would love to like cast it or do a duet at some point and like really do justice to the characters at some point.
Right. All right. I saw your setup on TikTok. You already have your sound booth and everything just ready to start recording. So have you started recording recently, or are you setting time to do that, or?
I'm setting time to do that because I actually tore that booth down and moved my whole office into this corner room that I'm in that has a closet. So then I turned the closet into a completely enclosed soundproof room. Like there's foam all over the walls. It's not just blankets. Like it's like a lot more legit and the room is quieter. And so I did that. And then I got a new program called Reaper and I was learning how to use that. So the technical part is going to be the part that trips me up more than reading or acting. It's going to be figuring out the computer program aspect of it. I'm a creative at heart. I'm an expressive, performative person. It's all the technical stuff that always gets me hung up. And so I always recruit people. Like I have a friend you've interviewed recently, Chelsea. She's about to help me with my finances and taxes and business because I'm a free spirit, not a detail oriented person, and I don't know what I'm doing. And I've had several voice actors help me with like the actual audio setup and programs and mic choices and stuff. So I've had those professionals help me. And then I have my editor, Christina, who helps me with the technical part of writing. So
You are in good hands.
yeah.
I mean, it's Chelsea. I'm just still surprised that she went from like one field to like this whole different field, like nothing to do with anything in between.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she is a great person to have in your corner.
She's amazing. And I'm like, I need help. Just help me not get in trouble with taxes and business. I don't know what I'm doing.
Like, here you go. Help me.
Yeah.
You could do it.
Yep. Luckily, we live pretty close to each other, so like I can just
Oh, really?
I can go to her house and bring her matcha and be like, "Can you just sit next to me and help me with my like? Let's have our computers side by side and just like show me what to do."
Or you could do it all for me and I'll just sit here and watch you do
Yeah, and hold your
it.
baby and bring you matcha.
There you go. See, it's a great trade off.
Yeah.
Now, book one already out on Friday, ready to be ordered, and you'll ship it out. Obviously, you put your website there. They could order it directly from you, Amazon, KU, and other. Uh, they're all in other bookstores, or is there like just selected few?
Not yet. So right now it's just Amazon, KU, and my website, and then like in-person events. I'm going to work with Ingram Spark on distributing further, and there are some indie bookstores that have already shelved it in my local Houston area. So that's still in the works. I'm kind of doing like a rollout launch just because my bandwidth is only so much with 4 kids at home and
Right.
a hubby graduating police academy and starting a new career and all the things. So, but I will be at Rebels and Realms this weekend. And I have a bunch of other book signings and book events coming up. I have some scheduled a couple of times a month, all the way up to Christmas at this point. So I'm going to be busy.
Fun. Absolutely fun.
Yeah.
Boston has a book. I don't want to say a book convention because this is really not a book convention. It's a book festival. Okay. It's run by the Boston Library. I don't know what the logistics are, but I could send that to you. Maybe you could do it. I know it's probably a trek. I don't know if you're just staying local right now. But if you ever thought of just coming up and try to sell your book up here, and then they just
Yeah.
opened up a new bookstore in Salem, Massachusetts. I'm like literally like a rock's throw away from Salem.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I I used to do this whole Salem Halloween thing when I was younger. Not anymore. I've learned when I grew older. I don't like people as much as I thought I would. Being around people, crowds and stuff. I'm like, no, I'm okay. But nonetheless, they just opened by like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. And they are looking for like indie books. So I could send you
Awesome.
their website. I
Yeah.
talked to them briefly this past weekend. I'm trying to get them on the podcast. I haven't heard back from them, but so I'm just gonna reach out to them probably tomorrow, see what they think. Because I would love to get the indie authors that I've interviewed so far to have hopefully get their books in Salem. Because most of them are like, oh, this book could definitely fit in Salem, like yours, like Chelsea's, Dan, who you know Dan, or you haven't met Dan?
Ozdan?
Yeah, Dan.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah, so his book could definitely fit into Salem too.
Yeah.
They sell mostly dark romance, fantasy, and uh sci-fi
Okay.
books, I think. Um that's their whole thing. But they do have indie books as well. So,
Oh,
you know, any way to get your book here, and we have big population who likes to read fantasy, because whenever I go to Barnes and Noble, there's someone with a fantasy book. It's
yep.
either Akatar, Fourth Wing, or Diabound. And then you have the others that come through. Um, but yeah, I'll send you their website, and you could talk with them, see if there's any way to get your book up here. I don't know them personally, but at least it's something, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Now, again, book is already out. You could go ahead and order it. Now, let's talk about your favorite books to read. So when you're not writing and you're not dealing with your 4 kids, you're
Mhm.
off doing something else. What is your whole vibe of just sitting and reading? Do you have like a favorite drink? Do you have snacks next to you? Do you do physical books? Obviously, uh, obviously a Fourth Wing fan.
I'm
Obviously
obsessed with
fantasy.
Fourth Wing. Like obsessed. Like that's probably my favorite.
Now, be honest. How
There's so
many
much.
editions of Fourth Wing do you have?
Um, only one.
Only one?
Yeah, I have the book trophies, but so the thing is, like, I read Fourth Wing for the very first time in January when Onyx Storm came out. And I was like, oh, okay, because this is super famous right now, but I haven't read the first book, so I need to read the first book. And then I just blasted through the second and the third book and have since re-listened to all the audiobooks 7 times since January.
I mean, you're not really a Fourth Wing fan. You listen to it 7 times. No, you
I'm
are obsessed.
and I'm also like fangirling out on the inside while presenting myself very professionally because I'm going to meet the entire cast of Fourth Wing this weekend at Rebels and Realms.
I am jealous. Why did you tell me? I was unfair.
When I told my husband, he's like, that means nothing to me. I don't know who these people are. I'm like, it's the
He's
voice
not a real.
book characters. Like, you
He's
don't
not a real
understand.
reader.
I'm
Does he
actually
read?
going. No, he doesn't. I mean,
Okay.
he reads to learn things. So he reads nonfiction. Like he reads to learn how to do something, not for pleasure. Like
So he reads
he
how-to
doesn't.
books.
Yes. Yeah. I'm actually going to the Rebels and Realms ball as Violet Sorengale. Like I have like the silver hairspray that I'm gonna be putting here, and I've
Yeah.
got the tattoo that goes on your back, that's the dragons, and I've got like a leather corset and a long black skirt, like from the celebration she goes to with Liam in the first book,
Mhm.
and then finds Xaden later, and he's like, what are you doing out here in a dress? And she's like, it's a skirt actually.
Are you gonna have like fake daggers and whatnot?
I have a real dagger. I'm not sure if I should bring it or not. My husband got it. It's one of my husband's weapons. And
Maybe not.
I'm like, I don't know. Like maybe I'll just bring the sheath and make it look
Yeah,
like it there's something there. I don't know. Um but yeah, I have like the whole outfit, the whole setup. She's probably my favorite book character. And then second to that would be Akatar, um, which I got the best compliment of my life yesterday. I was doing another podcast with an event planner in Houston that I'm going to her event called Ink and Realms in Houston. And so she asked for an interview. And she was like, I typically read one chapter before I interview an author because I'm an audiobook listener. I don't really like do a lot of eyeball reading. And she told me she ended up reading like 10 to 12 chapters of my book the day before she was going to interview. And then she was like, I feel like you're right up there with Sarah J. Maas. Like I'm an Akatar girly, and I would say this is up there with Akatar. And in fact, I related to Alira more deeply than I did Feyre. And I was like, I'm gonna cry now. I'm
that
just
is amazing.
I literally cried. I just sat there and was like, I just need a minute.
I mean, look, you're already making an impact with people. Like,
She told me,
seriously.
she was like, I cried in the first 3 chapters. And I was like, really? Because that's not even where I break her. Like, she was like, oh God, don't tell me that. I'm not done yet. But she was like, I just related so much to her, like, of being told to be less, like that I'm too much, that I remember being that. And so I was just emotionally invested. And I was like, good. Like, that's what I wanted is don't do that. Don't shrink for anybody. Like, see that and be like, I'm not going to do that anymore. Like, don't do that.
That
So
is, you're already impacting people. Your book
I
hasn't been
think
out for a week.
that's all I wanted. That's all I wanted was to allow people to feel seen and encouraged to let people go find less. Like, don't ever shrink yourself to make somebody else comfortable. If you're too much for someone, they can go find less. Like, that's that's kind of the anthem cry of reclamation.
That's amazing. That's wow. This book guarantees going to be successful for you. No, you
I
already
hope
got you already got so many books already sold. Now it's just going to go up and up and up from there.
I hope so. I'm hoping to sell out at Rebels and Realms this weekend and then have to like re-inventory everything.
I mean, that would be the perfect place to do it, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Now, how many books do you currently own? Because I have a person who does her books. She currently is standing on 1,800 books so far. Yeah.
I do not have that many books. I don't know. I
Mhm.
have not I don't catalog or count my books.
How many shelves do you have? How many like bookcases do you have?
That are actually my books or like my family.
Your books.
um Probably one.
Mhm.
I'm not like I don't so if the book didn't like really resonate with me, I don't keep them.
Fair. Same.
I'm a minimalist. I want trophies and I don't fill my shelf. So it's not like spine to spine. So I have 2 in my library, but I like to decorate the shelves with artifacts. So I have the entire Harry Potter series. I have the entire Lord of the Rings and Hobbits stuff. I have all the uh, Divergent series, Twilight series, Hunger Games series. I'm definitely an epic girly.
Hmm.
I like more than one book. I don't want a standalone book. There are very few standalone books. Um, and I have Quicksilver, I have Fourth Wing, I have Akatar. But then within each of those series, there's like a decoration or something that goes on the shelf with it. So it's not like the spine to spine, like cover to cover, full shelves. Um, so I probably don't have that many, like maybe a couple hundred.
Which is fair, you know. I've yeah, 1,800 was the most. I had a
I
couple
don't know how you
five.
house that many books. I don't like having
So
a lot of stuff.
so her I need to finish editing her episode. You'll see in the background. We'll definitely see.
Okay.
Um but she is currently I think she's currently converting her garage to be her like book nook.
Okay.
So she's gonna move all the books. Her books are currently in her house. She's gonna move all that and make her little personal library. Eventually. I don't know when, but it will happen at some point.
Yeah.
Um but her plan is that if she's not doing for like anything for like an hour or so, she'll hit up the Goodwills and all the places that sell books for mostly like $7 she spent on a book. Uh, she does a lot of thrifting. You want to thrift books? That's the person you want to talk to because she has a
Wow.
whole plan. And I don't know how she does it, but it's a whole operation with her.
That's
And
crazy.
yeah, she thrifts all her books. She rarely buys a book at full price. I think she did a couple times because she's always thrifting, always thrifting. And she's like the best person to talk to if you want to thrift books. And sometimes
Wow.
she'll find like sprayed edges that actually released the same day and it's in the Goodwill bin. Yeah.
How?
I don't know. I
Why
don't
would
know how that
anybody
happened.
do that?
I think, which one was it?
Oh, I loved sprayed edges. Sprayed edges on
Seven.
hardcovers.
Yeah. So I got 2 editions of Fury Bound.
I haven't read that one
2017.
yet.
Let me show you. Which, obviously, I got your book right here. So, gotta show it off.
Yay!
And this, come on,
I love it.
just everything about it.
It's such a great job.
Love it. Love it. So it's on my stack right here. Not this one. Before I show you, do you read dark romance?
To an extent.
What is like your cutoff? What is like a no go for you?
Why choose? I'm very monogamous. Like I mate for life, man. Like one and only.
I don't know if this is a why choose, but do you like Peter Pan? Do you love
Yes.
watching? Fantastic. So
Yeah.
if you like Peter Pan, right, you should definitely read this.
Never
The
King.
Never.
Okay.
So it's the Vicious Lost Boys series. It's it's Wendy's granddaughter who turns 18, and the Never King, which is Peter Pan, kidnaps her because he's losing his powers. And the reason that he is losing his powers is, the whole Peter Pan losing his shadow and everything. So he thinks that she knows where his shadow is. And apparently there's 2 types of shadows. There's a light shadow and there's a dark shadow. Right? So
That's
it's
intriguing.
yeah. So that's book 1. There's 5 books.
Okay.
So I'm waiting for the 5th one to come out. So this one is one of those books that you don't like because it is a why choose.
Really?
Yep.
The Peter Pan one?
Yep.
How?
You have to pick it up and read it. I mean, the book is only 200 pages, so it's a short read. You probably get it done in a day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So read the first book if you want to read it. Read the first book. See if you like it. If you do, then go to the second book, which is the dark one, which is more darker than the first book. It just keeps getting darker and darker and darker. It's by Nikki St. Crow, which I've never heard of that author until I picked it up. I'm like, this book is insane. And it starts off insane right from the beginning.
Okay.
So read the first book, but what I'm getting back to is that you read Diary Bound, right?
I haven't. No, that's the one I haven't read.
You haven't read Diary Bound yet?
No, it's on my TBR, but I've been busy.
Do you have the book?
No.
Get the book. So
maybe I do. Let me see it. I've seen it before.
Yeah, and it has this thing in there.
Okay, maybe I don't have it yet.
And just the same. Yeah. Here you go.
Oh.
Right. And there's only one edition of this book. This one. It has this sprayed edge and stuff. So it's only one edition of this book, right?
That's crazy.
Here is the Target version of Fear God, right?
Okay.
Sprayed edge, right? So the front of this book is the same as the back, right? And same thing, right? Okay. So I was happy until this book talker named Maxine. I don't know if you follow her. Probably seen
I
her.
know who
Yeah,
you're
you
talking
know
about.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So her whole Roman Empire is Boys of Tom, and she has like the indie version, all these versions of it, and now she has different versions of this book, right? So I told her, I blame you for this, right? Blue is my favorite color, right? So, and this is the same thing as Diary Brown. See the same straight
Yeah.
edge, right? I saw this at a bookstore, and I'm like, what's so different about it other than the color blue, right? Yeah, wait for this,
Whoa.
right?
That's
I was
cool.
like, what the hell? And
Ooh. So are they the wolves or do they ride the wolves?
they ride the wolves, but they are connected like dragons in Fourth Way.
Oh,
So
cool.
if the wolf gets hurt, the person gets hurt. If
Okay.
um if if they're getting bonded by the wolves, um uh if they don't get bonded by the wolves will kill the person. If the
Okay.
person's hurt, the wolf will I don't want to give you too much, but basically the wolf will kill their rider if they're hurt, so they would survive.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's written by two people. Sable Source is
Oh.
a name, so there's two authors to it. And it
Mm,
ebbs and flows so much that you'll notice that one author is writing one chapter, another one's writing another chapter. It's never like it's straight. It's ebbs and flows so much.
That's
So,
crazy.
yeah. So I finished
I'm
Direbound.
gonna have to pick those up now.
Yeah, I finished Direbound. I'm currently reading Gothicana, which is wild from the beginning. It's really dark academia, which I don't read like high school based books, but this one's like, I mean, it's really good. So
Okay.
it's not a white chew, so you'll like it,
I know. I'm like having so many things added to my TBR and it's a lot. Especially for someone who like strictly reads fantasy.
right? So those books you'll definitely like. Uh, and then there's the other dark romance books like Haunting, Hunting, like all the H.D. Carltons and have you tried reading those? Or is that like a hard pass?
A hard pass on Haunting Adeline. If
Hard
that's
pass?
it, yeah. No. I all I know about that book is that it is unhinged.
It is. All right. It is very unhinged. But this is a hear me out moment. Hear me out.
Okay.
Um, the story behind Zaid Meadows, um, after learning about what he's about, what he does, totally eclipse the situation between him and Adeline.
Hmm.
And we learn more about him as we go on why he's that way.
Interesting.
What he does, unhinged.
I like to read about healthy romantic relationships.
Yes.
I don't
Yes.
think I can handle that. What little bit I've heard of it, I'm like, no, I will pass. I will pass on that one.
Fair
To be
enough.
honest, have you read all of ACOTAR?
I read the first book and that's it.
Okay.
I,
Yeah.
I
The,
so don't judge me. Don't judge me.
I won't.
I DNF'd it after the first chapter. I literally took the book, dropped it on the floor, and landed underneath my bed for months.
Mm-hmm. It is a slow first chapter. I'll give you that.
I told my coworker who loves Akatar, she's rereading it because there's 2 extra books coming out. Okay. Um, and I told her, she told me like, read any fantasy. I'm like, fourth wing. She's like, you should read Akatar. I'm like, yeah, I have the book. Oh, you didn't finish the first book? I'm like, no, it's literally covering dust underneath my bed. She was extremely offended to the point that she said, you better go underneath your bed and grab that book and dust it off and read the book. I'm like, all right, okay, I
Right?
will.
It is a slow start. And honestly, I think my favorite book is the second one.
And that's what people are saying.
But I liked the first book. I did like the first book, especially the end of the first book. So, like, some of the best part is in the second half of the first book. So you gotta get through it. However, there's a graphic audio of it, and it's amazing.
Oh, hated it.
Why?
I don't like it. It didn't match up with the book. I had to get the regular audio. Word for word.
Why?
If you change a word, if you change like a sentence in a book while I'm reading it, it will totally trip me up. And I
You immersive read.
Yes.
I just listened to Akatar. I didn't really read them with my eyeballs because, again, 4 kids, laundry, dishes, lots of stuff. And that was probably my saving grace of like getting through it because I was doing monotonous stuff while listening to the first chapter and it was kind of slow. But man, I loved it. I love having a different character for each, like a different voice for each character. It's amazing.
The only graphic audio that I did was Haunting and Hunting Adeline.
What a terrible one to do graphic audio.
Which everybody said it was okay. I really enjoyed it.
I will not read that book.
All right. Okay. I will read the second book of Avatar.
That's
you
not
have to finish.
That's not the same. It's not an interest thing. It's a mental thing.
Fair. Okay, fair.
I'm protecting my mental well-being by choosing not to read Haunting Adeline.
That's fair.
If it were just an interest thing, I would 100% trade with you. I would trade with you. I'm even considering the Peter Pan book.
All right. If you read,
even though I don't dig the whole why choose.
Why choose? Yeah.
I don't like choose somebody and commit to them. However, I do love Peter Pan. I love the classics and I love retellings of the classics. So it intrigues me.
I mean, once I got into the dark romance, the amount of books that are retold into dark romances are hilarious. Like, let me show you one other book. So obviously, children's stories, Goldilocks and the Three Bears, right?
Oh no.
Yep. It's called Crucible.
What?
Yep, Crucible. I haven't started it yet. It's on my thing too. So here it is. Crucible, right? Bears.
Pretty. It has bear paws.
Bear paws, right? Get ready for this. So, you want to see Goldilocks and Three Bears? This is Goldilocks. And these are the Three Bears.
Are they shapeshifters?
Nope. They're men who live in a cabin in the woods.
Huh.
So,
that sounds like a why choose for sure. I can't.
Finds herself with one place where her name means nothing, and a blizzard comes, causes her plane to crash. She becomes stranded in the wilds of northern Canada in sole survival with no one to turn to, no one except them. And the misanthropic mountain men who have shut themselves away. So yeah, and there's content warning, and then playlist, and then cabin rules. Um, yeah, it's very men um, dominating.
No, I don't like that.
Yeah, so the cabin rules shows it's like very men dominating. Like
No, I grew up with enough
yeah,
misogyny.
so not probably not one of the books you want to read.
That one's not for me.
Yeah. All right. So do you collect sprayed edges, or do you just collect whichever books that you think that are book
I'm drawn
trophies?
to them. They definitely am like, ooh, pretty. I want to do a hardcover sprayed edge version of my book.
I think it will look fantastic.
Yeah, I want the sprayed edge to be the broken windows on the from the back. I want
Hmm.
the sprayed edge to be like where the windows are shattered. So,
So this one right here, right?
yeah,
And
yep,
then probably like foiling to make
yeah,
it glimmer
and
on
like
the.
embossed, like where the sigil and the wording is like bumped up, so
Hmm.
it has texture to it. Yeah, and a hardcover.
This looks. Oh, let me see if I could. Come on, there we go. This looks like the Basilica of Saint Peter's.
Really?
Yeah. It has that same dome shape and everything. I mean, every church looks the same, the dome shape, but this one looks like really like, because over at St. Peter's, it has this lining up, like where the square is. It has the whole horseshoe or the whole like rotunda with all the
Hmm.
saints on top. And it has almost like that same shape. So like, wow, this really looks like St. Peter's Square in Rome.
Whoops. I've never seen it, so
Oh yeah, pull it up. What after this? Pull it up, and you'll
I
see. Like
will.
it almost looks the same, but not quite. But
Very interesting.
it has some inspiration from that, which I that really like when I was looking in the back. Like I'm like, wow, this really looks like uh very Romanesque. And the church, obviously, the church windows all look the same. You know, they all have
Oh
stained
yeah.
glass, same
Mhm.
shape and everything. But I really, really dig this back cover. I mean, the front cover looks amazing, but this book, the back cover is like, all right, I
Yeah,
really, really dig it.
I do too. He did a great job.
All right. So, has there been any books that you DNF, or do you just go straight, read it, and say this is not?
No way. Um, IDNF Throne of Glass.
But isn't that part of the whole ACOTAR series?
No, that's the Throne of Glass series. It's by Sarah J. Maas, but it's a separate series. And I like just
They're not connected.
no,
Really?
nope.
I thought they were all connected with Throne of Glass and Crescent City.
No, Crescent City is its own series, Throne of Glass is its own series, and then Akatar is its own series. They're three
Oh
different
wow.
series. Three completely different characters, three completely different worlds.
Well, that's news to me. I thought they were all interconnected.
Nope. I mean, maybe they are. I don't know. I didn't get past the first chapter.
There, there. All right.
I've had people tell me, like, you really have to keep going. I'm like, I will eventually, but I'm not. And then, like, I read Quicksilver, but I didn't really like it as much as everybody else does. And I did not read Brimstone. So
Okay.
that's not
I mean,
really a DNF because I did finish it, but I didn't continue the series. I'm trying to think what else. What did I don't know. honestly haven't read much lately.
I mean, you're busy pushing out your book and
I know. Well, and then I just
changing people's lives and stuff.
I reread ACOTAR and Fourth Wing all the time because they're like my comfort series, and I have the graphic audio, so I just like re-listen to it when I want a book.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being here and being on the podcast. But before this is over, there's a question I ask every author and every book chapter. Um, I know how I feel about it, but my mind has changed somewhat. Uh, do you or do you not crack your spines of the book?
Do I? Oh, I don't like. How do you not?
You,
Like,
you,
what do you mean by that? Like, you have to open it.
yeah, you can't open up a book without cracking your spine.
What does cracking a spine look like?
So I'm not going to do it, but basically there's a big crease on the spine that goes from top to bottom.
Oh,
Yeah, and you
oh,
opened up the book all the way. Like I open up my book like this, where I have the pages curved, which is fine, but I'm not hurting the spine. That's why I prefer hardcover books other than paperback. But I have a ton of paperback books, so
I probably do. I probably have. Like, I've never really thought of it about it before. I'm one of those people with a paperback. I'll like fold it over and hold
no.
it.
You curl your book.
I haven't done it in a while, but I haven't read like a physical copy in a while, or if I have, it's been a hardcover. So it's been a while since I've had like a real paperback book in my hands. But I, yes, I have been a curler. And then I'm like, oh man, I messed up my books, and then I'll go like close it and put something heavy on it so that it stops doing that.
And then it goes back the same.
I mean, yeah, I've been rough with books in the past. Because again, I'm all
Yeah.
about the story. Like I'm immersed. I just want to read. I've also, oh man, my first copy of Fourth Wing,
Yeah.
I kind of destroyed because my first copy was paperback because I didn't want to invest until I knew I liked it. And then they only had Iron Flame and Onyx Storm in the hardback. So then I had to get a hardback of Fourth Wing, which was fine because I took that book with me in the bath. And like the edges, it got like soggy. Like I didn't get it wet, but I also live in Houston, so it was humid. And like, I was like, okay, this is worse for wear anyway. Then I ended up censoring it and giving the paper back to my daughter. But it had like Sharpie lines through it and like a couple of chapters ripped out.
I know which chapters you're talking about.
Not the entire chapter, just the pages that was like, this would be way too much Sharpie lines here. I'm just going to take the pages. And then there are a couple of other things that I just Sharpied. So I literally gave her the paperback censored once I got my hardback.
This is your oldest one?
She's 13, yeah.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Probably.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, I don't care about the cussing. You can read the F words. I don't care about that. And I don't really care about the violence. You can see that too. Like it's the intimacy that I'm like, you know what? Your pubescent mind has enough going on without
More of this
explicit
stuff.
visualization right here. Like you don't need that yet. There's no context for you.
But there's like whole chapters that are just like that.
That's why I ripped out a bunch of pages. It's literally because, like, in Fourth Wing, it's only like two times. There's only two scenes.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. And
Okay.
so
Yeah.
much of the story is not that. And it's towards the end of the book anyway, because they don't like each other at first. So
Right.
she's like, if I finish it, will you give me the next ones? And I'm like, I don't know. She still hasn't finished it, though, because she has ADHD and it's really hard for her to finish a book.
I mean, wow. Okay.
Yep.
Which one of the three was your favorite, though?
Oh man. Probably Iron Flame.
Okay.
I know a lot of people don't like it. They say that she's
Oh,
whiny. But
I hated it.
why?
Oh, it's like, I mean, we're close in age, so we've been through the whole daytime TV show, like with
Yeah.
Springer and Maury and all that stuff. It
Yep.
literally felt like I was watching either Springer or Maury reading the book.
Between them? Between Violet
Yes.
and
Yeah.
I feel like that's so little of the book though. Like yes, it comes there's the thread, but like that's where she's like tortured and they're like coming after her. They're like, people are trying to get to her. And there's something about that strength of I didn't break. And only you decide what breaks you. Like, some of those quotes and aspects were really meaningful to me. So I guess that's probably what I loved about it. And then like I didn't like them arguing because it's like, okay, she needs to be more understanding. He needs to give her a little bit more information. Like, y'all just need to meet in the middle somewhere and figure this out. This is annoying. But there was still so much other stuff outside of that. And I could kind of understand where both of them were coming from. So it was like,
Right.
and she's young. She's like 20 is nothing. 21 is nothing. That's still a baby. They haven't even fully developed their frontal lobe. Like, they're still young. They don't, you know. But I did also really love the first one. Onyx Storm was kind of slow. But once I fall in love with characters, I will not forsake their story until it's over, no matter how downhill it goes.
Liam, just, I hate. Why did you do that to us?
Yeah. Oh man, and the graphic audio version of that scene,
Mm-hmm.
I cry every time. Every time. Even though I know it's coming, it's like all the emotion in there. I just can't every time. And my husband will be like, "Why are you doing that?"
Why are you doing this to yourself? Stop reading the book.
Yep.
It's Zacharias. She gives you what we want and just rips it away.
Although I will say there is some power that goes to your head as an author, especially once you start to get people who are like really interested and already asking about book 2 and like characters. You're like,
Which one should I pluck
how
away?
can I break my readers?
They really like this person. Let me put them in a certain situation that makes them panic a little bit.
I gotta say, not all the main characters are gonna make it through my entire series. That's just not realistic.
Don't say that, please.
Maybe I'll chicken out before I make the decision, but
I'm
I'm pretty sure
thinking that you're gonna take that our favorite character and just
I'm pretty sure I already
flirt.
know who it is.
You're gonna flirt with a character that we probably all love and just pluck him away, right?
Maybe.
But
Maybe.
I don't want to assume. Let's see how the story goes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't written it, so it's not canon.
that's true.
I'm
I've
just
written
playing with
it.
outlines and ideas at this point, so it's nebulous and possible.
We're not going to think about that. You're not going to do a Rebecca Yarros. You'll off Liam, right?
Or Viking shows. Have you ever seen Viking shows? Nobody is safe on those shows.
No, they're not. Did nobody safe in your book?
I don't know. I just have a lot of influence of, like, my husband and I just watched the entire series of The Last Kingdom, and now we're watching Vikings. I'm like, dude, everybody always dies. Like, nobody is safe. They killed
Right.
off a bunch of main characters.
We are not going to think about this where everybody's going to survive in your book.
Okay.
Be happy, loving, kumbaya, all the stuff.
Sunshine and rainbows.
Right. There you go. But again, thank you for coming on. So if you want to say again where the people can buy your book and where people can follow you.
Yeah, you can buy my book on Amazon or at authorkathrynhart.com. And you can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook at author Kathryn Hart.
All right.
Thank you for having me.
Sure, definitely. It's been such a pleasure. And make sure to buy her book now. Anywhere. Please make this book blow up and, make it this huge thing. You have not made it regret it.
Thank you.